Okay, Nick, we're going to take a look at the quick parent-student add feature. All right, so the first thing that to know is that we use this to capture quick information when a client's calling in initially. We don't want to capture, we don't have to be bogged down with trying to capture all their information. We want to get basic first name, last name, email, same thing with the student, and be able to take some quick notes. There's a couple things in here that are useful to know, so let's go ahead and create a sample student and a sample. So we'll see what happens also when you have last names that are different. It's actually kind of helpful. Pretending that we took in the email and the phone numbers. We're going to talk about tags. Now the tag is going to allow us to put in a tag that we had predefined for like summer program interest. This is kind of like a marketing feature that allows us to, if they called in January, they're going to, maybe we're going to reach out to them in the summer. They're not ready to actually do any work with us right now. So it's kind of like a Salesforce type of functionality there. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so we can add a tag there. We can add multiple tags if we want. We can also mark them as a prospect and take some notes. So once we've actually created the account, we've also have another opportunity here. So we see that we've got the relationship between the student and the parent already set up, but I can create a task. Now, I'm going to create a task. Now, this is a task. It's not actually for the parent. It's a task related to this account. In fact, if I cancel this, if I made it for the student, make that task there, maybe that's more appropriate. It actually fills in the student's name. Now, why is this helpful? Because let's say that we said to the parent, they were interested in summer work and they wanted to get a call back in June. So I'm going to put a note, scheduling, or maybe I'm going to put summer math support. So this is like summer math support, and it's the topic is scheduling. All of these topics are all configurable. If you notice this little manage button here, if I'm an administrator, I get this, and I can actually add new topics on the fly if it's a topic that isn't already predefined. But I'm going to go ahead and make this scheduling. I can change this as a priority, really high priority. You're supposed to get back and touch them. And I'm going to give this to one of my administrators. I actually forgot who my administrators are. So I'm going to give it to Adam Arc. Oh, there he is. He's center admin there. So this is assigning a task to Adam, and I'm going to make this to him in June, and I'm going to make that at 8 a.m. and I'm going to make the due date in June 3rd because I told the parent that we would get in touch with them that week. So why am I setting the due date for the 3rd? Because I want to make sure that we're not going to drop the ball with this client, this potential prospect. So what's going to happen on the 1st is that Adam Arc is going to get a task with all the great notes about what we're trying to do with this. We're trying to call them, schedule them for an intake or whatever that is. So I've got the notes here, and it's already related to the student. And he's going to get an email, and it's going to show up on his task list. Yeah, you got a question, Nick?
Yeah, so you can define the task before it's delivered, and the delivery date is the active date?
Yeah, the active date is going to be that time that we're going to send this note out. They're going to receive it in an email, and it's also going to show up in Adam's going to see this on his home page under his task list. Now, when he completes this task, I'm going to receive a notice back in an email that this has been completed, and I can also see on my list that it's been completed. But most importantly, on the 3rd of June at 11 a.m., if he didn't complete it at that time, then what we're going to do is I'm going to receive a past due notification as the creator of the task, and also Adam will receive a notification of past due. So that's a really nice way, really easy, right from the time when we took the new contact to create that task. Now, of course, we can create tasks throughout the system, but this is just a really fast way to create a follow-up email with a potential client that's not ready to do work right now. Let's take a look at one more thing about the intake. You got another question?
I was just going to ask, what's the difference between a tag and the prospect flag?
Okay, so a tag is basically saying is that this person, I want to be able to tag them so I can email them with some other information. I'm going to show you how the tagging process works in just a second. The prospect is just a checkbox that flags somebody as a prospect or as an active client, and I'll talk about that as well. So let's take a look at both of those things. So we've added the client and the student. Now typically from here, if I've done this and I wanted to edit those accounts, I could just click right on these links and it would take me to their accounts and I can edit their full account. So that's a fast way to get there. But what I want to do right now is I want to go look at what we can do under the People tab. I'm going to assume that we just got some basic information. It's a summer prospect, and we had used the tag summer. So underneath the People parent window here, what I'm going to do is type in summer, and then so from here I'm getting a list of all the parents who expressed interest in summer work. And now what I can do is use this email button at the top and a template which we can predefine, summer special. So maybe I have some different marketing emails that I'm usually using, and I can fully make this branded for my company's information, and I can even pull information direct from all of these accounts. So I can, when I send this email out, and I can tell exactly who I want them to reply to, it's going to basically send out a kind of custom email for them all about the work we're doing. So this is kind of like a marketing feature. We can use this feature as well, by the way, to communicate like with our instructors. So if we wanted to look up all of our instructors who were algebra instructors, I could create an email and send an email out to them. We'll be able to look at how that works later. All right, so this video right now was about the basic functionality of the Quick Add. So once again, just a quick summary. We can use Quick Add to gather basic information, making sure that we've got enough information to reach out to them again. And we can use a tagging feature to be able to create lists of people to market to them, and then we can use a task management if there's a specific callback required. What we're going to look at next is how do we edit these accounts for further information when they're actually ready to engage with us.